What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi's Garage. Today I got Robert Smith.
Hello.
I met Robert and playing flag football. I used to have a team called the Pitbulls, and he played for the Goons, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Started as APTS cleaning,
Oh
little
yeah,
gig, just
yeah,
like my man here, and then uh, the guys that started it hung on to it for years, and I was in and out of it. It ran for a good 10 years.
yeah. And they won a lot of championships, went to
Yep, yep,
states,
yep.
all that.
Orlando. Yep,
Yeah,
way
or
down
like
there.
world, isn't that
Yep,
like so
worlds.
good?
Yep, yep. Had this like dream team. All these guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it
seemed
was
like everybody good wanted to play for you
yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah. It was. We were that team for a while, man.
Yeah, the Goons were like the awesome, that's like one of the top teams when I played. That was the Goons.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
it grew. It was, I mean, it had its roots. We started at the bottom,
Hmm.
lower middle, championship,
Yeah.
worked our way up, and we started to operate it almost like a business. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
handle the money, you handle the travel, you handle the food, like,
Yeah.
and that you see now when with you back in flag, I'm sure you see that
Yeah.
community element of it, and I think that's part of what this is and what this became with us too was the
Mm.
what that flag world created.
Yeah, that world right there has a lot of great leaders that taught me a lot of the stuff I know
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like one of them is Dan Briones. He
yep.
was
The
a
goat,
the
man.
go. He
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
they call him Papa Dan or something,
yep.
and he taught me a lot about life. Like a lot of the credit, a lot of the man I am today is for people like that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was like there in the trenches, showing us how to play
Yeah,
football,
in the moment.
but showing us about life also.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
pretty
He always
awesome.
had that calm, and I never even I knew he had an influence, but I never even thought of that until you mentioned it. How
Yeah.
he'd be on the sideline and everybody could be heated, and Dan's just chilling there with this grin, like he knows the secret of the world.
Yeah.
Like what's this old dude?
Yeah.
What's your deal?
I
And then
know.
he's oh man, it's cool, and
And that's what I try to do. Like now that I play flag, I haven't played in years, but I just jumped in because I was working out,
yeah, I had the itch.
and then
Yep.
it's almost like a leadership role. I don't got to be like the guy that plays every play. I just go in on
Yeah.
offense, be on the line, but I like influence them and
Yeah, you know better
try
than
to
me to
motivate.
yeah, yeah.
And then I sometimes I get into it with the other players, but it's just like that blood
Yeah,
boils.
that's part of it.
It's
Yeah.
great to have that almost like a stress reliever at
Yeah.
times.
And to know that you're gonna settle back down and be
Yeah,
pretty
because it's
sure
in a
that
game, and then you can hug the guy at the end and be like,
yeah,
"Hey, man, good job
yeah,
rushing, and I was
yeah. And
blocking."
it
And
shows the young guys like, hey, it's cool to be um part of what got me out of the house to do this and not be the guy that's just kind of trying to work and not be seen
hmm
was the these young guys like it's okay to be that way, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be aggressive,
hmm
it's natural to want to um, take your frustrations out on something,
yeah,
go beat the hell out of
yeah, because
something.
it's natural to want to win that situation, like the
Right.
game,
Yeah,
the
we
baseball
yeah.
game, the football game. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
and you build it up, and it's critical to have that, and and I'd like to think that's what has us here now is we're at a place where I tell a lot of people, we're blessed enough to be old enough to be talking about this. We
Yeah,
made it, so to speak,
yeah,
but really we ain't made it nowhere. Now we just start to understand. Now we're accountable,
yeah,
but it's these young guys with the coaching, the flag, the community part of it.
yeah.
That's what got me out here and feeling that I have
Wh-
to do this.
What?
I don't want to butcher the quote, but was it Maya Angelou that says there's no greater agony
hmm
than having an untold story inside you.
Yeah,
And that just resounds in my head like, man, you have to go talk to somebody because this
yeah.
is for real now. This something
Yeah,
has to happen.
there's a lot of strange things going on, and we need to speak about it so
Yeah.
people can like start like having conversations about these situations. Robert, I know a little bit about you, but like, what do you actually do for a living
Okay, so
right now? What do you do for a living?
as I mentioned before, I did the cleaning business. I've
Hmm.
through my work career, which started at the ripe age of about 12. I have farmed. I owned a business. I've done volunteer stuff, nonprofit. The bulk of it was shipping docks and factories.
Hmm.
Um,
Forklift driver.
yep. I always did the coaching, and that was sort of my purpose was the coaching, the young kids, whatever.
Hmm.
And it was small, it was rec league, but excuse me, that became it became numbing, to you just punch that clock,
Yeah.
and it's money, and you see your family's having a great time with your money,
Hmm.
and it's like, well, what's my purpose though? I don't want to be that person. My family can't have me be that person. So
Yeah.
that brings me to us to today. This is my second year daily substitute at TPS. My
Hmm.
wife's also a teacher at TPS. So
So you got into teaching.
yep. So my uh, specialization certification
Hmm.
will be history. I did the OAE test for that. I'm about 6 months away from being a full time teacher,
Hmm.
but part of that is I'm trying to shift from the um, get the bag mindset to invest my time mindset, which as when once you've lost some time,
Hmm.
that's the most valuable resource we have.
Absolutely.
I don't care where you come from, what you look like. Your time, you have something to offer. If you
Hmm.
have a first grade education or a doctorate, your time is valuable.
Hmm.
So whatever you're doing, whatever the noise is around you, focus on something where you can say, hey, I can make a difference with that. The neighborhood. I'm starting to detour here, but
No, no, go ahead.
the neighborhood basketball team.
Hmm.
I seen this post on Facebook. They need some people to come help sell tickets or
Hmm.
hand out food. That's something where you can say, okay, it's a couple blocks away. I'll walk. I'll put in a few minutes.
Hmm.
There's a parent, a teacher, a coach. Somebody out there is going to say, man,
Thank you.
thank God for you, for your
Yeah.
few minutes. Um, so the coaching, subbing, that line of thought, I guess, the wanting to get more involved and feeling that, um, and I don't usually think of myself in such a regard, but feeling that I have more to offer
Hmm.
with my time than punching a clock. Not
Yeah.
to take away from that.
Of course.
Thank God for the clock punchers. I was a clock
Everybody,
puncher.
there has to be everything in the world, I think.
Yeah, if for sure, yeah. It
Yeah,
takes all
because
the
if not, there wouldn't be a road if there wasn't people to put in
yeah.
the
Somebody's
roads.
got to pave it,
Yeah,
whatever it is,
so
man.
like, we can't like, you just didn't feel like it was for you, but it's not like we have to. It's not like we're the bashing. Like me, I feel like I have to have my own business, but that doesn't mean I don't want everyone to have their own
Oh yeah,
business,
yeah, yeah.
because
That's your
there
thing.
has to be
Yeah,
people that work at factories and build cars.
and we have to respect and admire and appreciate those people
Of
and
course.
say, excuse me, you're not buying Twitter, but
Yeah,
you made the door panel on my car,
of
or
course.
you did something, my shoes, my pants, you cut my hair, whatever it might be. You have a purpose and you're
Everyone, yeah.
serving, and I want you to be the greatest
Hmm.
door
Yeah,
maker, the
yeah.
greatest cleaner, the greatest coach, teacher, whatever it is,
Absolutely. And
waitress.
and then and then not only just one person has multiple jobs, like you said, one guy might have a business, but then he's a coach also,
Yeah, you got
and he
your
yeah,
hats.
and he also does this and he does that. A lot of times those people put in different
Yeah,
have
yeah.
different hats, like you said,
Yep.
different
Great,
jobs.
great example. I won't name drop, excuse me, but there's some guys that I coach with that that work hard jobs,
Hmm.
and they come to the football field, basketball court, you name it,
Hmm.
and they put in that work, and I admire the guys. I mean, it's there to me. I'm starstruck sometimes when I
Absolutely.
see them operate in their element, and then they leave that and they go back to their 9 to 5 or whatever it might
Yeah.
be, and then and that too helps you change your perspective. Like,
Of
hey,
course.
I'm kind of like this, or somebody else can be this way. You can go wait tables, and then you can go give a half hour to the local community center or
Yeah.
whatever it might be. Like, you matter. Your little bit of time you can give
Hmm.
is huge for somebody.
And that's kind of like what I'm always really busy with my cleaning business, but I feel like if I can sit down with people like you and I just like spread some awareness about any situation
Yeah.
in Toledo that I think I can do my part, my little bit of part, where I can like maybe spread it online and put it on YouTube,
Yes, sir.
and we can get some of these conversations started. There's so many little things going on right now in the city, and we need to conversate about these things.
It is, and it's
You're coaching too, right?
yep,
So
yep.
you deal with a lot of kids in the city and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and
Tell me a little bit about your coaching.
so with I coached so coaching in a nutshell, coaching career so to
Hmm.
speak, but my first coaching was flag, kind of as a me and my
You were
group
like
of
player coach
yep, player, coach, manager,
when you guys first
etc.
started that team,
Yep, me
right?
and the brothers.
Yeah, Barrett's.
Yep. So
Yeah,
yep, my guys, man. They
Justin Barrett.
oh
That's my dude.
yep, yep. We watched the Buckeye game together.
Yeah, I know him since I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we started that. So I've coached and managed and worked with adults in sports.
Mm,
Uh, First time coaching on a team. Excuse me. My humble root, so to speak, was at the family center. Great place, love the place. I think the rest of my life I will devote something to that place anyway.
yeah.
So baseball, basketball, soccer, flag out at the Rossford Dome.
Yeah.
Now the only group I hadn't coached was high school, but I always had this idea, like where I could see myself as being a high school coach. I kind of got
Yeah.
away from it for a while, something we can get into at a later date for sure.
Yeah.
Something a lot deeper and more serious to my life, not
Absolutely.
serious to what's happening, because what we're talking about is more serious.
Yeah.
So the coaching it way, I started football last year. This year will be my first year in baseball and football assistant. Again, I want to be the best assistant I can be. The
Hmm.
head coach, Peacock, that's one of the guys.
Aaron
I
Peacock.
admire the
Hmm.
guy. We there's certain things where we align ourselves.
Hmm.
Nothing needs to be said. There
Hmm.
is no conversation that needs to be had. Him and I are aligned and linked, and
Yeah.
we have a goal and a mission.
That's for the football team, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Football. That's the chief, man. That's our
Yeah.
and something that where a lot of my focus is now, and our focus, the people that are kind of with me or coming along or pushing different directions,
Hmm.
is our tribe. Like, and not just because it's the Indians.
Hmm.
Humans are tribal.
Yeah.
There's no denying it.
Of course.
So whatever your tribe is, whether it's flag football, whether it's East Toledo, downtown, whatever it is,
Hmm.
excuse me, we have to respect, honor, and help each other within
Hmm.
our tribes.
Of
You
course.
know, um, our East Toledo tribe, again, something we'll get into at a later date. What we landed in East Toledo, my family did. It's where we ended up.
Hmm.
I left for a little while, moved out to Maumee for a few years, came back, been there for 15 years now. I'll never leave.
Hmm.
Um, and just something that I'm sure you've seen too coming up, and seeing the happenings there.
Yeah.
There's so much potential. I've lived in Florida, been all through the U.S.
Hmm.
Um, I honestly have never seen anything like it. I have never seen the amount of potential that I've seen just in this last couple years, bouncing around in schools in East Toledo,
Okay.
and then now coaching these young men, and seeing myself in them and seeing their frustration and their and what's happening with them. It's like, this is critical, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then we just get a great big reminder of it with these two young guys that just
They
got
just
killed.
got killed.
And I
Yes.
mean, and we can talk about why it happened and who did what, and
Mm.
how, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're kids. Them are babies.
Yeah.
So my biggest fear, I pray every day for it. Anytime I go to church, anytime I have a moment, I pray for direction, my family, and these young men that I'm interacting with, and the ones I'm not too, because my biggest fear is for the alert to come up, so and so shot, so and so
Yeah.
robbed, in
Cause
jail, because they're babies and they
yeah,
don't
and
know
you
that
know
this
some of
happened.
these guys. You know a lot of these guys that you coach,
Yeah.
and then some like you've coached for some years, so they move out,
Yeah, the
they move
parents,
on, and you know them, you know their
uncles,
parents.
cousins, like, and just grew up with a lot of them. So, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of these young guys are, you know, I came up with their parents, like it,
Hmm.
and you start to see that cycle of those generational roadblocks or
You,
habits or
you know what
whatever.
I see a lot is like the dads aren't around, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if you really look at like if you really deep down and go into these cases, I'm not just picking on one case, but if you look at some of these cases, right, where these young 14s, you know, 20, 30-year-old men get into like a lot, even me myself,
yeah, yeah.
my case myself,
Check my box.
um, not having the right father figure in my life to guide me the correct way.
Right.
Or if you really look into these guys, maybe they have a mom, a single mom at home, but their dad's either, you know, put away in prison for
Yeah.
some case that he might have got into,
There's a
or a
reason
lot
why
of
things
times
do.
the father is passed away. You know,
Yeah.
he got caught.
Yep.
Sometimes the own father was in like a gang
Yeah,
situation
you
and got,
inherit it.
and then that stuff, like you said, it comes inherited, it comes into the family. And a lot of these young men, if they don't have coaches like you and people that kind of like put at least good positive vibes out there on social media, like kind of stuff like I do, I've been working
Yeah.
out, I've been trying to put as much
That's why
positive
I'm here,
vibes out
man.
there because I want to like help guide these young men that don't have a father figure. And I'm not saying that I'm the best dad because I'm not, because I've made a
You're
lot
here
of
though.
I made a lot of
Yeah,
mistakes
and you're human.
in my own family,
Yeah.
but I want to change that. I want to
Yeah.
be a positive influence in the community,
That and
and
that's what they need to see. And it's and back to the whatever you do, wherever you are in life, you know, whatever you're struggling with, they need to see someone do it.
mm,
Just as far as the kids, education, school, my wife and I talk about this. It's probably half of what we talk about,
mm,
but with there's the there's a gap between the students, the home, and the school where we got to remember. I mean, I'm ready to get moving and get things going
yeah,
too, but we were just shut down for how long?
yeah,
You know, kids missed
because of all that
dude.
COVID
You
stuff.
know, you have kids. Like
Yeah,
if your kid misses a like when we go back from break here, when these kids get back in school. There's like a delay where it takes probably a week or two just to get them back in gear to
yeah,
start learning new
yeah.
material, and they took a year and
A
a half,
year after,
right? So I mean, and that didn't just happen to us, or that happened to
to the
everybody.
whole world.
And I think that's where a lot of us can align and say, you know what, we all had this happen to us. It's
Hmm.
nobody's fault. And even if it was somebody's fault, what is that going to
Yeah,
change
what does it
now?
matter? Everyone is affected.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah,
So this is what we have, and let's, you know, let's do what you're doing. And I'm humbled to be here.
yeah.
I'm so appreciative of you for having
Because
me
like the
here.
thing is, like you're a private person, right?
Yeah, try to be.
You're more of a private, like even when I started like looking to more research you, looking at your Facebook, like you put out a few things about your coaching, but you're not like, so that's why you reached out to me when I first talked about putting a podcast.
Yeah,
You wanted to kind of like, you know,
yeah,
start
this is
talking more about
physical.
this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I did, man. I tried it. I had my whole little setup, and you
Hmm.
know, I had my pictures, my basement setup, but
Yeah,
it was you know, and that's again, it's this is something that these young men need to see. I struggle with that.
yeah,
You know, I struggle with my image, not because I care about it, but
yeah,
because I care how these young men are going to see me.
hmm,
It's the being there.
yeah,
But at the same time, I still have to be human for them.
hmm,
I have to come here and go through this. I have to start. I have to start. Normally, I'm hoodie on, slippers out the door.
hmm,
It took me 2 3 hours to get ready for this. You know,
yeah,
this was a big thing for me to
hmm,
do because I have no problem with being the guy behind the person that everybody sees me do
yeah,
something. I have no problem with that. And again, that's one of those for me. That's one of those needed roles
yeah.
where somebody has to do that. Somebody has to be someone to say, "I'm staying here. This is what I'm going to
Hmm.
do." and do my part. I accept my role.
But to truly grow, Robert, you have to be uncomfortable.
Amen.
This right now, you are truly growing because this makes you uncomfortable. It makes I'm getting more comfortable with this stuff, but this stuff made me uncomfortable too. Like being every day on camera and stuff, it's an uncomfortable situation. In the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple uncomfortable situations. I haven't worked out in a few days. I feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
because I promised to everybody that I was going to, not even just to everybody, to myself, that I was going to work out every day. So once you miss one day and you miss 2 days, you feel like, oh God, I got to,
Yeah,
you know,
that habitual not doing. Yeah,
yeah,
the routine.
there's something in me that I want to I want to document my life to try to help these kids to not just say, not just write on Facebook, I'm doing great. No, I want them to see
Yeah.
that I'm trying to be great every day so they can see that, look, man, Yogi went to prison, Yogi fucked up, but Yogi is, look, he's doing, like, he's starting a
Amen,
business and he's
brother.
trying something better
Amen.
because I want them to see it, not just me tell you that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Let me document a little bit. And that's what you're doing right now. And this is very brave because it's not
Appreciate
easy.
that.
Yeah, it's not easy to just like get and like look at the camera and say, you know what, I'm gonna stand up for these kids on the east side because I love these kids on the east sides, and maybe
Nothing else, man.
maybe nobody else is there for them, Robert, but I know that you're there every day because you're a coach, and being a coach, that means that you have to like
It's
deal.
counseling more than anything.
You have to deal with your own life at home,
Yeah.
and then you have to come and deal with other people's kids and their lives also.
But it helps me at home. It sorry, allergies.
It's all good.
But it helps me at home, especially since so for example, I can take things from the say this past football season, instances I had with the players I coached, refs, coach, you name it, the whole atmosphere. I can take things from that and take them home, and I can implement things from that in my home and make my family uncomfortable. So then I can take things from home
Yeah.
to the field or to the coaching or the classroom or wherever I'm at
Absolutely.
and say, hey, like it or not, like you said, it's time to get uncomfortable. Because if we're just comfortable and we're just in agreement, then nothing's getting changed. And we're
Nothing.
just we can just hug and pat each other's back and watch the world burn.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why you went to prison. There's a reason why I've struggled with substances. There's a reason we're here now that we made it, and we've checked those boxes, so
Yeah.
to speak, and we have a message, and like you said, people need to see it,
Yeah.
and we're here, man. That's the important thing. We tell the kids, keep coming back.
Yeah, because like someone has to like at least someone has to be out there and try to like be a positive role model for these kids.
Yeah.
Not only all the boys, but like even little girls. Like
Definitely.
because like
Yep.
who's gonna teach like these boys how to treat girls and like
Yes.
be
Chivalry is
respectful.
not dead.
Like the way I treat my wife. I know that my stepdaughter is watching me, and I know that she says she's gonna be like, my boyfriend's not gonna treat me bad because look, Yogi treats my mom like this.
I have a daughter,
So
so I'm the same way, man.
you have to teach everyone around you to try to be a better person. And like I feel like by me doing it on social media, it puts out a good persona. And even my wife has like a little social media following, but she puts a good positive vibe out.
That means something too. I'm Catholic, but I'm a firm believer in the I don't know about karma as defined, but the whole whatever you put out, you get it back.
Yeah.
If you're truly trying to do something good, no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
Yeah.
None.
Absolutely.
So, and the struggle though is finding that focus, that purpose. But we're here to tell you that it's there. Somebody needs your help, and now is the time to do it, because the whole if not now when, if not me then who.
Yeah.
We're here. We're doing it.
Absolutely. What did you have like some stuff that you wanted to bring up like on the notes like
Okay, so
so is there like some events or anything coming up that
I'm sure I missed something. So um,
because I wanted to like bring up any like maybe school events or because I you know I want to get to know you more, but I don't know I don't know exactly like what you guys are doing at schools and stuff like that or
so
anything that's coming up.
okay, so definitely.
Mm,
I don't even have that wrote on there. But
mm,
so as I mentioned, there's part of the not wanting to be out there and announcing things that are happening.
mm,
I can say there's a lot of irons in the fire. There's a handful of serious people that want to see serious change, and I know that they've seen the uh, kids go to prison,
yeah.
killed, you name it. And I just think that it's a group of people that are either tired of seeing it or feel that the same way we do, you
Mm,
know. And just for example, again, the group that I'm doing this with, it's all types. I mean, there is no, everybody wants to put a label or
yeah.
a left, right,
Yeah,
whatever it is on
I don't
something.
believe in all that
No,
stuff.
so with
I
that
believe
being
in just
said,
like people getting together and having like the
yeah,
same like
yeah,
goal to
and
get
if you
something done.
disagree, we're human, and we'll figure it out. When
Mm,
anytime I'm working with a kid, a student on a assignment, whatever it might be, or even coaching,
mm,
I tell them, hey, we'll figure it out. I'm not going. Are you going anywhere?
yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
yeah,
So do it again, fail
yeah,
again, fall again.
absolutely.
Let's go. I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere. But I guess to announce it, we're looking into making this group official.
Mm,
And I can say in the very near future, as a matter of fact, these guys are probably waiting to hear something from me because about a week ago I said, hey, I'm going to put this on pause on my end until after Christmas. So it's
mm.
after Christmas, so it's time to get back in gear. School's back next week, so it's. I can't say in the next couple of weeks I will have something solid to say. This is what we're doing. This is
Hmm.
what's going to happen going forward, and this is how anybody that is listening can help. And just another,
Is this something like to help kids
yep.
in the
So
east
like,
side and
yep. So
stuff?
like a nonprofit type thing,
Oh, okay, yeah.
where again, it's that being able to say, if you commit this much time, this is what will happen, and
Mm,
it's really for the overall goal is to reestablish that community and you know bring as many people together as we
hmm.
can. There's going to be outliers. There's going to be
Of
naysayers.
course.
People holding the pitchforks. That's going to happen. But the important thing for us is um, showing people that they can do this
Hmm.
more than anything, more than us being able to stand on our pedestal or whatever it is. It's showing people, hey, I did it. If I
Yeah,
can do it, you can definitely do it.
yeah,
I'm no genius. Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
educated. I've been through some stuff, but
Hmm.
I'm not some brainiac.
Yeah.
A lot of it was trial and error, but yeah, going forward, that group, and we have some big plans for this upcoming year. For I don't want to say a whole lot because again, it's
Yeah, it's
announcing it. It's not official yet. I'm one of those people that
you
until it's
you like
down,
yeah, you like to have
yeah, I
everything
gotta,
you like to
yeah,
have everything ironed out before you
yeah,
can
yeah. Because I mean, and that's because that's
but
important,
you have a plan of
right?
you're thinking of something for that kind of
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
For finally,
Having a nonprofit like
yeah,
on the east side.
finding some solutions for all of these problems. So then it's not just something that recently that I've been telling my kids.
Hmm.
If you're complaining and you're not giving any idea or solution on how to fix your complaint, or
Yeah.
if that's at least not where it's going, that's called bitching.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear you bitching. There's enough noise in the world
Yeah.
to have you complaining.
Of course.
So, and again, it took me a long time to get there. I would complain with the best of them.
Of course, you have to come up to the problem and solve it. Like, don't think about the problem before, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you come up to that problem, you solve it right away and then get
Yeah,
over
yeah.
it so you can get to the next
Yeah, the best you can.
obstacle in life. That's like, I know people that like try to pre-plan their whole life too much though, and
Yeah.
then they don't even. It's just like they get stuck in the planning, stuck in the planning, stuck in the planning.
Yeah, I've been there.
They don't actually break through. So the procrastination just becomes the planning.
Yeah, and then you start planning something else and planning something
Yeah, and
else.
then you never actually just like, okay, like before I did this podcast, I planned this podcast for a long
Oh
time,
yeah.
and I listened to a lot of podcasts, and then but then I wanted to do just a video podcast because I've thought about putting on Spotify and Apple and all that, but then I was like, I want it to be more of a local. I want people to see our whole bodies. I want
Yeah.
people to see it on their big screen. I want it to be like more of a like a local hang,
Yeah.
like where I can sit with you and we hang out and just have a conversation about whatever.
Yeah. I
It
like
doesn't
that.
just have to be a certain topic about just,
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
here today to talk about sports.
yeah, I don't want it to be just that. I want it to be like a hang where like me you can come back again and we don't have to just now that people know you,
Yeah.
they know who Robert Smith is, the guy from last episode, he talked about how he became this, but next time we can come we just talk about, you know, sports or flag football or what happened, you know what I mean? I want it to be like a local hang where people can just come and hang out. It doesn't have to be you have to talk about this
Yeah, or
certain
agree with
thing.
this or stand with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm with
I
you,
want it to
and that's
be,
part of why I'm here.
yeah,
Tell
because
me
I,
who you are and how you operate and where you've been and give us
yeah,
an idea of
because I don't know like you 100%, but I've known of you for years and years and years.
Yeah, I've been hanging around. I'm a
Yeah.
natural figure.
Did you go to Oakdale?
I went to Eastside Central.
Oh, Eastside
Went
Central?
to I think 7 elementary schools, and then Eastside
Damn.
Central, fifth and sixth, East Lido Junior High, Wait,
Okay.
UT, University of Arizona.
Damn. So you never went to Oakdale, but did your kids or something? Did somebody go to
Yeah. We
Oakdale?
live by Oakdale Park, Oakdale
Yeah.
Center. Yeah,
Okay. So
and then
yeah,
the what
I went to
technically,
Oakdale. I'm
yeah.
one of the
Well, the best
Oakdales.
part of the our circle there was the Barretts, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
my eighth grade basketball coach, seventh or eighth grade was uh Anna
Oh
Quiznos
yeah, the
was the mom.
Quiznos. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
those are
like
my
I mean that's
peoples.
when me and all the Oakdale people.
Quiz. They used to call them
Yeah,
Quiz.
I mean we used to fight at practice every single day. Guy
Yeah.
became my brother, but I mean there's so many stories and
Those dudes.
references and
That's why I
stuff.
always
Yeah,
thought you went to Oakdale because you hung
yeah,
around with
yeah.
them dudes. I'm
I
like,
mean a lot of people
he
do. Like, oh,
he
you went
had
to
to have
school.
went to Oakdale
You
because
sweet. You
like,
went to Oakdale.
of
Like, no, I
course,
went to
like
Eastside Central, man. I'm in high
yeah.
school.
That's why that you confused the shit out of me. I always thought you went to Oakdale because you hung around with them.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's where. But you did go to. Did you go to Wait?
Yep.
You went to
Yep.
Wait High School.
2001. Yep.
Did you graduate from there?
I didn't.
No.
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 It's a commonly misbelieved
Mhm.
fact about me is that
Yeah.
I didn't make
I
it.
didn't
I
either.
dropped out.
I dropped out
Yep. I
also.
finished it later and then went to college and another something that some students or athletes may have heard that I'm close to, but now they all can hear is that I hated school.
Oh
I
yeah.
hated it. I hated it. I
Me
don't hate
too.
anything. I love everything and everybody, whether you're in the street or on a stage, but I
Yeah.
hated school. And I'm like, but here I am. There's
Yeah.
got to be a reason I'm here. I'm in a place that I hated. I despise it. I would think of every excuse possible to
And
get
it's
out of
crazy. And now
school.
you go there every
Yeah,
day.
and now I'm living. I practically live there. I mean, when sports are in, I'm there from 7 in the morning till 7, 8 at night,
Damn.
5 days a week, and
Yeah.
games on the weekends. Like I'm just
That you live
immersed in
that.
it. But I
Yeah.
mean, I love it, man. I don't. It's so reciprocal and in align with seeing the like back to like the generational seeing that happen,
Hmm.
the tragedy, seeing the opposite, the growth and the progress, and seeing these young boys and girls that I've known since preschool that are starting to get where they're going to be graduating, and
Yeah.
just seeing how
Like the process.
yeah, and knowing like a lot of, and because the East Side's a tiny place
Yeah.
sometimes,
So
and
you
just
see the
seeing
whole
it.
process and like their whole growth with the
Yeah.
family and the mom, like
Yep. And
everything,
it's
like
just it's starting to go full circle, and it's like, I mean, it's really become my calling. Like
yeah.
that's what I got. That's who I am. That's probably who I'll
And
always
that's
be.
crazy that you didn't like school at all.
Nope.
You didn't see that when you were young. You didn't see like the people trying to do that for you,
I I
like the teachers. How
I
did?
finally actually seen it my eighth grade year.
Uh-huh.
I think I got expelled seventh grade. They didn't really have. I don't think they had like behavior classes then, but I was
Yeah,
in that group of kids.
yeah.
But my one of my eighth grade teacher, Miss Condon, I believe she's the one that whatever she needed to do to get me considered for honors classes
Hmm.
when I went to Wait. I'm pretty sure she's the one that did that. Her and
Yeah,
my counselor at Wait. But then I did the honors classes and did pretty good with that. Ninth, and then in the 10th grade and 11th grade, I was working.
yeah,
You know, home stuff, family struggling, rents, eviction notice,
yeah.
13, like, all
Hey,
right,
dude,
I'll
I
do
had
my
a
part.
teacher. Like my best teacher was Miss Cheatwood. You ever know Miss Cheatwood?
I've heard,
Miss
yep.
Cheatwood, bro, she was awesome. She helped me with like getting because I was like behind on grade on like so she helped me get in like this program where I went from like one grade I went to like fourth and fifth the same year
Oh
so that
yeah.
eventually I could skip to like six or something. I don't know what
Oh, you're
happened
killing it.
where I skipped a year and I caught up with the rest of my class. And then she would like take me over to her house. She had
Oh
two
yeah.
sons, and then we would go over there and play sports and hang out.
We have a lot of
And I was a
that.
trouble. Like I was like, my family was like in big trouble with the law, and then we were like little kids, and my house got raided and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
she like looked out for us, man. And to this day, I'm still good friends with her, like
Yeah.
on Facebook and all that. Some
I've
good
definitely had
teachers.
more good ones than bad ones, and either way, I have to apologize to them because when I man up until probably my eighth grade freshman year, I was a terror, man.
So how did you become a teacher then? Like, what the hell happened?
I think it was
You just said I'm gonna become a teacher
right.
one day.
Well,
Like, did you
I
like yeah?
I think my wife's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
That I think that was a pull, but the biggest pull was the things that we'll get into later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you did like you had like a transformation
I
story.
fell down, man,
Yeah.
and
So we're yeah,
yeah,
because one day we got to sit down and do your transfer. Because I have a transformation story,
hey,
but we're gonna start with this time. We talk about because I want to talk about your like what you are now. Then one day we'll talk about your
yeah, what it
transformation
was,
stories.
and with that stuff again, it's important that people hear that, and that we get this out because that way, with what you're doing, you can introduce all of us to
Hmm.
whoever, or even just each other as
Yeah.
time goes on, and then we can start to look at each other and say, hey, that's so and so from he does
Yeah.
this or he does that, or and that's where the networking starts, and we really
Absolutely.
start
Because
making
there's a lot of good people in Toledo that got good transformation stories.
yeah.
Because a lot I think that builds the most character. You know what I mean? Like imagine if nothing ever happened to you, right? And you were just the safest person in the whole world. Like when that fire comes, it's hard to deal with. At that first moment when you got like when that FBI came to that door, to the door and told me that I'm going to prison, that moment is hard to deal with. But now that I've been through it, something happens like that right now. I'm more
Yeah,
trained where,
yeah, it
but like
conditions you
if you
to
live a safe life your whole life and you've never been in that deep down depression or that deep down hole where you had to dig
oh
yourself
yeah.
out, and I'm sure you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
my dad had a quote: "You've never lived until you've almost died. For those who fight for it, life has a flavor the protected will never know."
Damn.
That's like that's right there.
That's a good
Like
one.
you said, if you have this plush, cush life, for anybody that's out there struggling, that's really feeling it, that
Hmm.
maybe wants to give up, whatever it might be, we've been there, and I can tell you, it gets better.
Hmm.
Whatever your bottom is, when you come back from that, look the fuck out, because
Hmm.
you're a bullet, and
Yeah.
you will devastate anything you go towards,
Yeah.
and if again you can people will come with you and become part of it, or
Yeah.
you'll leave them in your wake,
Yep.
and as long as it's righteous and you know you believe in your soul that you're doing what you need to be doing, what you're
Yeah.
called to be
I
doing,
believe in all that,
yeah,
man.
what else is there, man? You
Yeah, cause
know?
like now, like I'm so super focused on what I have to do for like not only for myself, but to guide people. The thing is, I want to guide anybody that wants to be guided by
Yeah,
me.
yes, sir,
Like
definitely.
I don't like I'm not trying to get into your world if you don't want me in your world.
No,
That's fine with me.
no, we don't have
I
time for
love and
that.
respect you anyways.
Yeah,
I want to whoever's called towards me and wants to see what I'm doing and wants to get guided like eating healthy, working out, reading, podcast, being on my podcast, me promoting your product, me helping you, you helping me promote my podcast by me helping you promote your product. I feel like all that I'm putting out good stuff. And if you want me in your world,
yes, sir.
I'm right here in downtown Toledo.
Hey, I'm with you.
And I want to promote all these gentlemen because I want to help. I want to like try to get these conversations going so we can like move Toledo up in a
Yeah, for sure,
positive
bro.
way because to me I'm from the east side, but I'm all of Toledo. I'm
Yeah,
Toledo. I'm Cuban, but I'm from Toledo and I'm all about Toledo. I want to lift up the whole city and I want everybody in this whole city to go come with me and like there's not too many podcasts here, but like you could have a podcast talking about a lot of the stuff that you're
something that we,
interested in,
yeah,
one day.
yeah,
Like we could start promoting like stuff like that and have like a podcast network where then I get on yours, you get on mine, this guy with this transformation story gets on, and then we like just like how Joe Rogan and them do with
yeah, yeah, with your
comedians.
group of people. Yeah, yeah, you have your
Yeah.
group, and that's the community, and that's honestly what if you're worried about whatever you're worried about, abortion, gender, race, whatever it might be, whatever it is,
Hmm.
here, your neighborhood, your community, your city, your school, church, whatever it is, you can make a real difference.
Right here.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a certain title or education or experience or whatever it might be. You
Hmm.
have to fog up a mirror. That's what you need to be able to
Yeah,
do.
because you just gotta make a difference right here in this city.
Yeah, a bigger difference than me or you.
Of course,
You
because
know?
like people think about just like the presidency, this guy or that guy. No, look, bro, there's a lot of issues right here in the
Yeah,
city that we need to take care of. There's like the government here in the city controls this city.
yeah,
Don't just think about the big guys. Think about like the stuff that you can do right here.
definitely.
And not only that, the stuff that you can do by walking into like a school and saying, look, I can volunteer 2 hours this
Yeah,
week. Or look,
presence.
I can volunteer at this shelter. I can volunteer at this, that. Like, I can't wait until I can like automate my job where I don't have to clean all the houses physically
Yeah,
so I can do more of my stuff. Like the stuff that I feel that I'm called for is to have these conversations. I want to help kids. Like I have this book, right, that I wrote in prison. Not a book that I wrote. I used to read this book. It's like an Oprah Winfrey book with
yeah,
all these cool quotes. It's called The Sunday Sit Down with Oprah. It's a big, thick book. And
I
then
think I've seen that.
I would write down, like I would read the quotes and I would write down things, right? I looked at it the other day and I opened the last page and it said, I've asked God for so many days, like I used to pray in prison. I've asked God for so many days, what am I here called, like what am I called for in this life? And I wrote there, I said, and all I ever get back is to help kids. That's what I wrote, right? And I never really thought about it. The other day, like I already got this podcast. I got a lot of this stuff going on that I've been doing it. I opened that book. I got a bunch of like stuff that I had like put away for prison and stuff.
Right.
I started looking through that book, and the last page, I look at it, and I read it, like, and that opened like I had, like, I look at it,
Yeah, it,
I clean houses for a
me and
living.
my wife call it our whiteboard. When
Yeah.
if it's on your whiteboard, then not to throw you off,
Yeah,
but
it's something like that you wrote down, something that you something I wrote down, right? Because look, I clean houses, right? I'm not rich from cleaning houses, but I do
yeah,
it because I love to like help. I do things. I'm doing this podcast. I pay for this. I pay for this room. I pay for it to get edited. I pay for my thumbnail. I pay for because I can't do it all myself. So I promote all this through my business. You know what I mean?
It's work ethic.
So
Great work ethic.
everything I do is to try to promote something for like to help, because I want to get people on and communicate and help other people, and I want to grow this. Eventually I want to get sponsors and help them, and them to help me, pay for my podcast and help that. Yeah, so I'm not in a rush for the money, but I know that I was sent here to help, because I put in my hard work and I put in my effort and I put in my money to help.
That's your foundation. You're laying your bricks, like this building, and then all this other stuff you see comes after you. And that's part of my old man always said, whatever you're gonna do, be good at it. And he would say, if you're gonna be a whore, if you're gonna sell dope, if you're gonna be the president, whatever you're going to do, be the best you can be at it. I mean, he had some flawed logic there.
Yeah.
Institutionalized.
Yeah, but my father's like that
Yeah,
too.
but it's the
My
work
father
ethic.
has some flawed logic
Yeah,
like that.
it's the whatever you're doing. It's
the
not
message.
small. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. You're doing the dishes. It is a big deal. Make sure they're clean. Make sure they're not spotty. It'll
Yeah.
take you an extra few seconds if you're cleaning. If you're cleaning something up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I swept the floor. It looks good, but the corners, there's still some dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just leave it. No, give it up, and then you can say, hey, I did that. I made that look nice that way.
Yeah, you got to be proud of whatever you do. Like I've heard people say, even if you're going to take out the garbage, be the if you're going to be a garbage man, be the best garbage man you can be.
Yeah.
And that's I feel that way.
Yeah, that's what's important. Those small goals. When a lot of times, when you just can't get nothing right, or those hardest times you've had, the smallest thing, taking a shower, taking the garbage out. It could take you a day to build up the strength to do the most minuscule thing.
Yeah.
But do it. Set that small goal. Say with the health, drink a glass of water every morning.
Yeah.
After you drink your glass of water every morning, go about your business. If you eat McDonald's every day, go do it. But drink that glass of water every morning for a week.
Like try to change small little increments of your day.
See it and say, hey, I did that. I drank that water. And now, okay, I ate McDonald's every day for lunch. Now I'm eating a ham sandwich from home.
Yeah.
I did that. I drank my water. I ate my ham sandwich. Now I'm ready for the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
because those little tiny things, they add up.
Yeah.
And by the end of like a couple months, all of a sudden your whole mind starts shifting and you start eating more healthier and start watching yourself. Once you start seeing results, it's like a whole shift.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
start
like,
noticing different things, though. Your perceptions start to change, and then that's when you can really make an impact in whatever it is. You throw yourself into these things.
yeah,
Like you said earlier, when you're uncomfortable. If you're not uncomfortable, then go find something that's uncomfortable.
yeah,
Because you're needed. You're needed to be in those uncomfortable positions, because there's people out here that it's life or death for them. Homeless, starving, killing, prison, whatever
of course.
it is, they need it. And if we can do it by doing this, if this makes a little bit of a difference, it took us an hour or two of our invested time.
Yeah,
Even if one kid or one young girl or boy sees us that we know and they say,
course.
hey, that sounds familiar, or hey, I saw, or somebody else we know, an adult we know here,
Yeah.
and they just pass something on to their kid.
of course. Everyone's gonna get like a little nugget from this conversation, even if it's not like the whole entire conversation, but. Like even when I listen to podcasts, I can't tell you that every single thing is perfect from a conversation,
something connected.
but I get like a little nugget from like a conversation, and that's something that I can implement in my life or maybe learn.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can hear a story and you can say, oh man, there could be a story about a canoe. One day you might need to know that story because you might be in a canoe trip.
Yeah.
And your canoe might flip, but you remember a story about some shit you heard on a podcast.
Right.
You never know, bro.
Heart surgery.
Yeah, because you never know like what life can bring you in a situation. So it's good to listen to a lot of conversations. And
have something to offer.
these are real life conversations. Like even before we started, what did we say? I said, let's not talk too much about it because I want to get to know you on camera.
Yeah, don't structure it too much.
Yeah, let's not structure it, because these podcasts, the ones that I want to do, it's like I want the viewer to get to know you just as much as I got to
Yeah,
know you.
we're human here. It's not some prepared, something that is terrible for
Yeah,
kids right now. Is like social media,
yeah,
and they see these famous people, and they see 30 seconds, a minute of their life every day, but
hmm,
that's not their life. And those
yeah,
people that are making a living from that, they spent their whole day for that 30 seconds. So
yeah,
you're trying to apply a 30-second reel in real time, and it's
yeah.
never going to work.
A lot of that stuff is like, if it's like they try to do like a funny skit or like something like that. See, like what I like to do is just put my real life.
Yeah, yeah,
Because like if I work out, I work out. If I'm cleaning the house, I put that I'm cleaning the house. If I'm spending some time with my wife, I do something like that. I just want to document my real
yeah. I like
life.
that. I
I
like
don't
that.
I don't want to do like, cuz some people told me you should just find your like your thing and just do your thing every single, I don't
Yeah,
want to
then
do like, I don't want to be
yeah,
the guy that dances on no, no, no,
then
no,
you're
no.
putting more and more time in it
I
because you're
don't,
getting
my thing is
reactions.
just like, I do my video, blah, 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 and I post it. I
Yeah,
don't worry about the hashtag. I don't worry about the interaction of me growing the channel.
yeah.
No,
You
like,
editing it until
I
it's
don't want to
yeah,
do that. I want to post, ghost, and worry about just like promoting a healthy, I want to promote exercise, health, knowledge,
yeah.
because knowledge gives you health, health gives you knowledge.
Yeah,
Without the
information.
one, yeah, how are you supposed to, yeah, health, knowledge, exercise, and just being a kind-hearted person. I
I
think
like
that's
it.
a good, and then I want to promote, all these like transformation stories,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. I got mine, man.
yeah, and I want to promote like positive people,
Yeah.
you know. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do for like the future. Is that what is that like I always ask people like, what's your biggest dream? I don't know what is like your biggest dream of your
So
like, what is your end goal for this teaching, coaching? Like, what's Robert Smith end goal? Doesn't have to be specific. Give me
yeah.
like
I mean,
a
I have a specific image
mhm.
that me and only my wife and I have shared, and it really is something that I would really love to see. And hopefully someday I'll sit here and tell you about how it's being built. But um, just to see the the potential in anywhere in our city, really.
Mhm.
Overall, it's East Toledo now. It's that community now, but to see and do everything that we can to see it operational, to
Mhm.
see what we're putting this time to in action, and see it live, and
Mhm.
see one of the big the thing I enjoy the most in life is seeing somebody accomplish something.
Like the process.
Yes, to see that process
Yeah.
so-called be completed,
Yeah.
whether it's a graduation or a grade or a game or a play or whatever it is,
Mhm.
it's what's next.
Yeah.
The accomplishment is great, the grade is great, the party is great. My big thing is
The next step.
what's next.
Yeah.
And I get caught in the what's next, and when I get to see somebody reach that peak and then
Mhm.
come back down,
Yeah.
the going back up part,
Yeah.
that's where I try to live. It's wherever you're at,
Yeah.
I want to see you start to come back up. So what do I need to do? Time, energy, whatever it is, um, to help you get up
Get
out of
back
that
up.
rut. Or even if it's not a rut, it could be your peak. And
Yeah.
now you're just getting ready to start coming down your peak.
Yeah.
This is where I want you. Because what's next? Are you going
Yeah.
to do better? What are you going to use that for? How are we going
Yeah.
to start to apply that in life now? Because whether it was celebrated or not, and you have great failures and you have great successes, and we definitely lose track of our great failures, but
Mhm.
your great failure is what fuels that great success. It's the polar opposite of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it my dream is to see it work, really. I mean, and I'll spend my life doing it.
Yeah.
I'm committed. You know, in general, if anybody has anything to offer, they're going to be asked for it here real
Mm,
soon by myself and some others. And you
yeah.
know, if you're looking for that direction, if you're sitting there saying I've had enough, um, kids need to stop dying, the opiates,
Yeah.
our communities are being destroyed and
Poisoned.
have been, and it has to stop. And the point has to come where we have to stop running or redirecting.
Yeah.
It starts now. You don't have, and I'm gonna hold some people accountable and say you don't have the excuse anymore of I don't know what to do.
Mm,
We're telling you what to do.
yeah.
The other people that have been on here with you have ideas and have agendas and things that they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to implement, and they've done it before, and they
Yeah.
know what to do. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, or you think I'm
Yeah.
completely full of it, one of these other
Yeah, I just had an 18-year-old entrepreneur last week sitting right here,
yeah, yeah,
18 years old, and he wants to become this, and he says he's going to become a millionaire. The week before, a kid that wants to be in the NFL.
I think
Like,
they will.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I seen them. I know you're talking about. I think
Because
they will.
these kids, like, if you get it, you're in the right mindset and you surround yourself with the right people, this world with the
It's amazing.
technology
Yeah.
nowadays, the phone, imagine when we were kids, if we had all that stuff, like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm late to the game.
Yeah, there's so much you can break down and focus and tweak
Oh man, there's so much opportunity in this world. If you take social media and you really create it into a business format and not just like for funny videos, but really to like, even if you're like the guy that does ACs, right?
yeah.
Almost like the person that fixes heaters and air conditioning. If they put a camera and they just explain to people how to fix that heating and air conditioning and they put that on YouTube, they can actually get 60,000
Oh yeah.
views on how to like fix certain situations. And the heating and air conditioning guy can actually create a YouTube. He doesn't have to be on TikTok
Yeah.
and all that
That
bullshit.
one. Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be on whatever. You can do it on YouTube, on legit United States YouTube, and like make it, because a lot of people are scared because TikTok is China and all
Oh
this.
yeah.
You know, people get scared of different apps, but like you can set it up a camera right when you're fixing stuff and explaining and this and that, and people want to know about
Yeah.
that.
Whatever your thing
There's
is.
there's people that document certain things. There's guys that are bowlers and they document themselves bowling, and they make more money
Yeah,
bowling.
it's a different.
They make more money doing the video of the bowling than they do actual
Yeah,
bowling.
that's I've seen before. Like you'll see like sports or an event on TV, and there's not one fan, but there's all these advertisements, and these people are
Yeah.
making millions of dollars. Like who's watching this stuff?
Cause like
That's who's
just
watching it.
yeah, just random people. Like my YouTube channel is not very big yet, but I know that one day if I keep putting in the hard work, that one day it might grow. But and I don't
Yeah, when the
care.
right people will see
Yeah,
it.
because
Yeah.
I don't even like worry about that. I just know that I want to put out the most best positive message for the kids that do watch.
And
For
you're
the
doing that now.
yeah,
Yep.
because I don't want to. I just know that if a kid like say 16, 17-year-old kid takes advantage of like social media in the right business aspect to grow whatever situation they're in,
Yeah.
even if they like comic books, they can start like a comic book page talking about comic books, talking about
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
situation they're in, and they can grow whatever like business into
Yeah.
whatever. It doesn't have to be a bad format. It could be a good
That is something
format.
that's missing with just the way we communicate now. With you saying that, like they don't have the same uh, they don't have the same resources when it comes to what they're doing outside of school, maybe,
Mm,
or other than just this limitless source of social media and noise.
yeah.
If they start doing those things, what's important to them or
Yep.
their ideas, then it
Some people look at social media like so bad, but if you really become a social media creator instead of
consumer.
instead of
Yeah,
consuming it, social media is not as bad if you're the one that's making the videos
yeah,
and
that's a
putting them out
tool.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
if you're the one making the videos and putting it out there, you really don't have enough time to be consuming it so much. So it switches your mind into like a creator mode instead of like an absorber mode. Cause like ever since I've been like more on social media, the way that I post things, I don't absorb as much, and I look at it a whole different, like before. Yeah, like I try to explain to like certain people that might say, yeah, but social media, that seems like that takes up too much of your life. I said it doesn't take up my life because I just post all the videos all day long, and I don't really have time to absorb it.
Yeah,
Because I'm not only that, but I wake up in the morning, I work out, and and then I go to work, and then I don't got time.
I got my phone probably as much or less than you, and you're not accomplishing it.
Yeah, and then the times that I can get on TikTok or Facebook, I'm posting.
Yeah.
I'm making a video to actually put out there for people can see what I'm doing. So it's like a weird thing. It turns you into a different social media. Like you don't look at it as like a different. I don't know. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
that.
I get that.
Yeah, it's like almost like it makes you turn a different way to social media. Is there anything else? Because I'm pretty sure like we've been talking for a while.
I
So
gotta go to bed.
is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or bring up?
I mean, I think we as far as the setting here, going forward, I'd love to come back and
Yeah.
get more in depth about certain things, but just on a to end it, I suppose, keep chugging along.
Yeah.
Christmas is done now. It's gonna be back to reality. The
Yeah.
machine is gonna come back on here pretty soon, and just there's a lot of the generic, new year, new me kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
if you're waiting for a time, hey, why not let it be the new year? Why not? We have the world at our fingertips. So again, if you can find it in your heart and you can find the time, it doesn't even have to be me or anybody I know. Somebody needs help. Somebody will appreciate your few minutes of whatever it is you can do. I appreciate it. God appreciates it. And going forward, I'm looking forward to building all of this.
Yeah, Robert, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for like being I want to thank you for not being selfish and just keep punching that clock. I want to thank you for like finishing that part of your life and moving on to the next part that you did and showing these kids like a father figure. Maybe a lot of these kids didn't have one. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish I could have been more of a person to be like in the school system. I did a lot of I got felonies and stuff, so I don't know, but I think I could probably go and speak to some kids one day and maybe tell my story and teach a lot of these kids. But I want to thank you so much for everything you do, man, because it's a great thing that you're in there. I know that you have your own family, but you're still in there with the kids, and that's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you having this here and just having it for everybody that's been here and is going to be here, and I'm excited to see it all work.
All right.
Be prosperous.
Absolutely. So we'll end it at that. Thank you guys very much for watching the podcast. We'll see you next week on Big Yogi's Garage.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.